This is the Cool Photo Tools Podcast, episode number 86, September 26th, 2016.
Are you sick of trying to learn all the new photo software? Are you tired of hearing about the next big thing in photography? Well, neither are we. Welcome to Cool Photo Tools with Jay Piersdorf and Rhonda Spencer.
Today's program is brought to you by Skillshare. For a limited time, get 3 months of Skillshare Premium for just 99 cents. Anyone can take an online class, watch video lessons, and create projects. Over 4,000 premium classes. Go to coolphototools.com/Skillshare for your discount code. That's coolphototools.com/Skillshare. Good morning, cool heads. Welcome to another exciting episode of Cool Photo Tools. My name is Jay Piersdorf, and in the back of the studio we have Rhonda Spencer.
Good
morning,
again.
Rhonda.
Good morning, Jay.
So we have lots of interesting stuff to talk about today because there's that big photography show that just kind of wrapped up just a couple days ago called Photokina in Germany there. They're just not just sleeping in Dusseldorf. They are actually showing new photo gear. So do you have any intentions of wanting to go to that show, Rhonda? Or
Yeah, it looks like it'd be really fun. Interesting. They have a lot of new stuff.
Or we could just sit here and read about the stuff on the internet. And
We could, but it doesn't sound as much fun.
well, that's I don't know. Long travel times, you know. As I get older, I'm like, I want to spend less time on a plane and in an airport than I did when I was younger. So, you know, I can.
Okay, I'll go and send you pictures.
Okay, that's it. So if anybody wants to finance Rhonda to go see Photokina next year,
Yeah.
just send your contributions in.
Either that or do a dual trip, you know. Somebody wants to go with.
Oh, okay. So Rhonda will fit in your luggage. You put her.
My camera won't fit in your luggage, but I would fit in your luggage.
Oh, and speaking of which, did you get your Canon 5D Mark IV yet?
No, but I did rent one for the upcoming, we're doing the Scott Kelby photo walk. And I thought, what a great place to be able to play with one. So I rented one.
That's right. The Scott Kelby's photo walk at worldwidephotoWalk.com is coming up October 1st.
Correct.
And if you are in Tucson, you're more than welcome to join us at the Arizona-Sonora Desert Museum, where we do this will be like our 9th annual or something. We've done a lot of them. So.
We have done a lot of them.
So check the worldwidephotoWalk.com, no matter what city that you're in, and sign up and go on one of those photo walks. It's a lot of fun. You get to hang out with some of the photo enthusiasts in your area. You can meet and greet new people and get opportunity to take some pictures, and you might even win. I mean, they have prizes for the best photos that were taken. Of course, your walk leaders can't enter. So
yeah, that's the bummer part. We can't enter.
That's right.
But we usually have good pictures.
It wouldn't be a contest if we entered.
Well, we're not going to go quite that far, but it'd be fun.
Just kidding. All right, so let's get started on this Photokina stuff. You know, there's been a lot of really good coverage by a lot of the various media companies, and one that goes back a ways, Popular Photography magazine, which also has the Popular Photography website, and they were talking about the Fujifilm introduced their GFX medium format camera system this week, and this is they got a whole bunch of stuff here. Oh, this is the one that shows all the stuff. So anyway, the medium format camera, I believe it has like a 50 megapixel sensor. And this is a good size, you know, it's a DSLR type camera, but it's big. And I don't know if they announced prices on it yet. Did you hear a price, Rhonda?
Let me see. No.
I'm thinking they were with lens is going to be around 10,000, or a couple lenses is 10,000.
Yeah,
like
and it's 51.4 megapixels,
Oh.
medium format, mirrorless.
51.4. So I shorted it on the.
Yeah.
So the question is, who is this for? who's going to use this camera? Anybody going to order this one? And
It'd be fun to play with.
well, sure. I mean, if it were, I'm not saying I wouldn't want it. I'm just saying, if I'm going to buy a new camera, is this one that I'm going to consider? And unless you have a very specialized use for medium format, as we used to in the old days, when film was around, we would shoot medium format because that was one way that you could distinguish yourself as a professional photographer from the competition, because you had a Hasselblad or Mamiya RB67 or one of these cameras that could shoot medium format, and most everybody else had a Kodak Instamatic. And there's a few people that have 35 millimeters, but not very many.
Well, that, and once you get the camera, you're going to have to buy all new lenses for it.
Well, that's true, and I don't know if what they've introduced, but generally, if you're going to shoot a medium format camera, you're probably not going to have a million specialty lenses. You're probably going to have 2 or 3. Max.
Actually, they've got quite a few. All right.
Okay, well, they're ready to go.
Six new lenses for the system. They've got a 63 millimeter 2.8, which works out to a 50 millimeter equivalent in 35 millimeter terms. They've got a 3264 f4. They've got a 120, which is that's getting right out there. A 120 f4. They've got a 110 2.8, a 23 millimeter f4, and a 45 millimeter f2.8. So they've actually got 6 lenses.
Okay, so
that will come out, stored in 2017.
What was that $10,000 figure I heard? Was that just that's?
Yeah.
Well, with a few of them, or I don't know. It probably includes some lenses. I don't know. We'll have to get.
Yeah,
I'll link to this in the show notes so that you can find out at coolphototools.com. You can go right to there and click on the podcast, and we have a whole bunch of the show notes that let you know what.
Right here, yeah. Fujifilm says its targeted price will with a 63 millimeter standard prime will be well under $10,000.
Oh, okay. So with one lens,
which means it's going to be $999.
Probably $998 or something. Yeah. Okay, so all right. I just don't know. So you got this Canon coming for the photo walk.
I do.
That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I thought what a great way to play with it. That I've always found that if you rent something, it gives you an idea how bad you really want it.
Yeah, that's certainly, you can have it in your hands and see if you're prepared to send it back or not.
See how many people I can entice while we're out there to buy their own.
Yeah, we should be getting a commission from Canon.
You would think.
Unfortunately, with
go back, because Petapixel had a really great little thing to give you a show on sensor sizes.
Oh, you want me to put this on your screen?
Please.
There.
Okay.
For all the people listening on iTunes, I just
can't see,
turned the camera on Rhonda's screen. Now, if you wanted to watch the episode, to see how we do this kind of stuff, you can go to coolphototools.com and click on the YouTube link for the podcast as well.
So it's showing the iPhone 7 sensor, which is small, and then the Olympus Pen, the new Canon D500, the Canon 5DS, the Fujifilm, there's the Fujifilm, and then the Phase 1.
The Phase 1, which is 100 megapixels.
Yeah.
So as you'd expect, the more megapixels, the bigger.
So, okay, all you people that have that iPhone 7 that you're thinking, whoa, look at the size of this sensor.
Well, and this is not to scale here you're seeing on the screen. And the sensor in a smartphone is about maybe half the size of your little fingernail. Very small.
Yep.
But, and that used to be, you could directly equate it to quality, that the tiny sensors just were really not as good as the huge sensors. That's getting a little blurry, as far as that's not necessarily true anymore. There's still some things happen, but you can get some pretty good pictures from some very small sensor cameras. And of course, as you'd expect, you can get some very lousy ones from big sensor cameras, depending on, your skill.
True.
Again, so, who's this for? This is what I'm wanting to know. If you guys, all of you cool heads, if you have thoughts on this, who would want 50 megapixel or 100 megapixel medium format sensor? Drop us a line and just kind of say, oh, well, of course, you'd want that for XYZ.
I would think you would want it for advertising, for when they're doing model photography, product photography, something that you're trying to get really high resolution for magazine use.
Okay, but magazine doesn't really require high resolution.
I know.
And billboards even less. Because you're so far away, it doesn't need resolution. So again, who needs this ultra resolution? Map makers, perhaps.
Maybe.
If you're aerial photo surveillance kind of stuff, you want to see what's on the ground. And I don't know. It's even back in the day, when we were shooting medium format film, rarely did we ever push it to whatever we needed. Very few people ordered anything bigger than an 8x10. Rarely, you might have a promotion where you would give away a 16x20 or...
Well, maybe if you're really into cropping. Think about this. 50 megapixels, you could crop the heck out of it.
Yeah. If you don't know how to use lenses or don't have any lenses, you could just crop, just like shoot everything.
That's right.
One lens and then
make
just
4
crop.
pictures out of one.
Well, and sadly, you probably could do that.
Yeah. Just take each corner.
All right. So back to Photokina here. So what else have you got, Rhonda?
Nothing right now yet. You go next.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just going to scroll down here a little further on this popular photography page, which has kind of this is kind of the big overview, and maybe we should just kind of run through these kind of fast, and then we can go back and talk about them in more detail as more details become available in the coming weeks. But GoPro had a couple of new models out, the HD Hero 5 Black, and they also had another one, the HD Hero 5 Session, which these little cameras, are getting the action cams. They do 4K resolution now. They have voice command, so that you can say, and that's, good, because I've always thought the early Hero cameras were very hard to control. They had like 2 buttons and a very crude LCD screen to try to get the menus on. And now you can just go shoot 4K and make it all sharp, send it to the lab when you're done. I don't know what the voice command is, but it's certainly there are situations where your hands are tied up and you need, that would be really handy. Just, like start, stop, or whatever, you could voice command it. So, all right. So the Heroes are good. And also coming up here, I know probably a lot of places won't tell you about this because it's not considered that newsworthy, but Popular Photography thought it was worthy of mention, so I'm going to mention it also. The Polaroid Snap Touch. This is the Polaroid camera that uses the Z-Ink technology, which is, it makes its own prints. It's not the traditional method. It has a little kind of a thermal printer, special paper. But anyway, it's a little, makes wallet-sized prints.
Snap over so that you can see it. So it's colorful.
Well, it is, but I just thought you'd like to look at me while I was talking about it. Rhonda says no.
No, I want to see it. There you go. It's colorful. It's cute.
Yeah, this one is pink, and they come in blue and purple and black and orange and whatnot. And it's a small kind of a point-and-shoot type camera. And it does have a 3.5-inch touchscreen on the back, and it's got a 13-megapixel sensor. And, as far as just, you can print print it right away, or you can capture and send it to your smartphone or whatever as well. All right, so we'll continue on here. You ready to do anything, Rhonda, or you want me to keep going?
Oh, go ahead, keep going. I'm looking.
Okay, so Olympus came out with the OMDE M1 Mark II. Really, Olympus, could we make this any harder to say the name of? The OMDE M1 Mark II. That's what I'm going to remember when I go to the camera store. I mean, naming conventions are getting a little out of control.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
This is, really? That's all you could come up with? Okay. So 18 frames per second. Okay, good on you. Does some cool stuff. I'll link to that in the show notes as well. Olympus is catching up their game. So in spite of their naming convention, I'm actually a big fan. I'm liking what they're doing with their stuff. Okay. So Olympus, good on you for the cameras, bad on you for the name. Okay. Well, they didn't ask me.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to ask you.
Yeah, not now.
It's too late now. He wouldn't answer you if you asked him.
Okay. All right, let's keep going here. All right, so if you have those of you video shooters, Rode's got a new video mic ME. This is made for smartphones, or as Popular Photography says, at least those smartphones that still have headphone jacks. Oh, and we'll talk about the iPhone 7. If we don't get to it next week, this week or next week. I have an opinion on that, as I imagine you would have guessed. So just to foreshadow the iPhone 7s, in case you've been living under a rock, they lost their headphone jacks this week. So you can't plug a conventional headphone into an iPhone anymore. Therefore, you can also not use this Rode Video Mic ME. Okay.
Well, you know what I thought why they did it is because great marketing tool. Now you have people having to buy new headphones. You know.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of speculation that Apple was, needing a little cash recharge and thought, okay, so how can we make another expensive accessory that you have to buy?
That's terrible, but it's true.
But on the other hand, I was trying to think the last time I had headphones plugged into my Android phone. I don't think I can remember. So maybe it's just that very few people are consuming content that way. I don't know. And you can still use Bluetooth. Bluetooth still works. So it's not the end. And you can use any Bluetooth. You don't have to buy Apple headphones. But there is some really cool thing about the iPhone 7 that if you're in the iPhone camp and you're a photography enthusiast, you should buy it. Okay, and we'll talk about it coming up here. But
you really think so?
Yeah, I'm saying it's a buy. Okay.
What makes it a buy? All right, I'm going
now it's
back.
coming up. You have to.
All right, I don't get it.
I can't tell you right now.
He's been sitting and talking about it. Now we can't talk about it anymore. All right.
Well, because it's out of order. We're talking about Photokina now.
All right.
But I guess the iPhone's older. We could.
All right.
Well, you all right? Do you want to talk about it right now?
No, go ahead.
No.
No. We aren't going to argue.
Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about it right now, since you got me sidetracked.
Okay. Well, you actually got you sidetracked.
Well, that's beside the point. Okay. Let me set this up here. This is that little instructional video that I did for a class that we taught at the museum earlier this year. And let's see if I can play it here. Hang on, let me back up. And this, for those of you that are on the audio-only version, Rhonda's going to describe to you blow by blow what's happening here. Maybe I better do it.
I was going to say, we have cactuses with bags on them.
We do.
Blown out bags.
Yeah, so this is a picture that I took with my Android phone.
Flip it over so they can see it.
Okay, wait a sec.
Instead of looking at me. There you go.
Okay, so this is a picture I took with my Android phone, and it's these tall cactuses that grow here in the Southwest, and there's at the Arizona-Sonora Desert Museum. And when we occasionally get a freeze here, some of the cactus that live more normally to the south, they could freeze and it could hurt them. So what they do is they take these dog food bags and they put over the top of the cactus arms. And you can go to our website to take a look at this video if you want. Anyway, so just this was, I think I used the Nexus 6, the Google Nexus 6, which is a year old, at least, maybe a little older than that, camera phone. But one of the things that the Nexus 6 does have, in fact, probably most all of the flagship phones that have come out in the last 4 years, or maybe 3 years, have the ability to shoot in the RAW format. So you can set your camera to shoot .dng files. And that's the same as using a RAW format on your DSLR, on your Canon or your Nikon or whatever. And so it's a little processing can be done with Lightroom Mobile. And this has been available on Android for a while now. But the iPhone 7 news is that the iPhone finally supports this RAW format. Rhonda just ran her head into her microphone there. Got to look before you turn.
Yeah. Actually, I did it with my hand. Okay. All right.
You want to do it again?
No. You show everybody what I did?
Yeah. Oh, you just did your hand. Okay.
Yeah, my hand. Okay, switch it back.
I thought it hit you in the middle of the forehead, but that's okay. All right. So anyway, looking at this image, this is Lightroom Mobile. Okay, and so this is we already take the picture, and this is how it came out. Just right out of the camera, which would be a typical JPEG. And when you look at something like this, the white printed paper bags, you can't really read the detail in them. It's blown out. And then if you look in the deep shaded areas, underneath where the cactus are making a shade over a plant, you can't really see detail in there either. And, so let's just take a look at this and we'll and we'll go blow by blow on this. So this is Lightroom Mobile, and you see the little yellow dot that's moving around there. That's Rhonda's finger, and she's making adjustments here, and it's laid out a little different than conventional Lightroom on your computer. So here you can adjust the exposure. You can go in and once you click on the exposure control, then you move your finger to the left to subtract, or move your finger to the right to add it. And here it's showing you the blown out highlights on the white paper bags are coming into very nice adjustment here by reducing the exposure. And so then next up, after you've got that, you can also recover some of the highlights. You can bring highlight recovery, very similar to Lightroom that you would use on your computer. And then you can also adjust the shadow areas and bring back detail into those shadows very nicely. And this is all done on your Android or your iPhone 7. Lightroom Mobile supports RAW files, and the iPhone 7 supports the RAW files now as well. So you can see it's a sweet deal. You got a computer in your phone, and now you can shoot RAW files and you can edit them on the go. You can also synchronize. I don't know if you guys realize this if you've never used Lightroom Mobile, and if you're a Lightroom subscriber, through the Lightroom CC, you can set it to easily synchronize your photos on your phone when you get home. You can synchronize it to your Wi-Fi network. They go right onto your computer, whatever Lightroom folder that you specify. So you don't actually have to physically deal with those files. So there you go, Lightroom Mobile. And
how much does it cost?
It's free.
Ooh, that's good. Good cost.
Yeah, it's good free. Now the iPhone 7 is not, however. So
no.
All right, Rhonda.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been talking through this whole episode here.
That's okay, because you're rolling down all the new stuff that they've got.
What's on your list next?
I don't know if it's on the new stuff though.
That's okay. You can talk about something else.
All right. Okay. Then we're gonna switch over and we'll talk about something else. Hold on. Let me get me up.
So you weren't even ready. You were just asleep over there drinking coffee with your feet up on the table.
Got my feet kicked up. I'm always into flash and light. And I saw these cool flash modifiers. They are called magmods. Have you ever heard of those, Jay?
I have.
Have you? And
these are at magnetmod.com.
Uh-huh. So these are great diffusers, because if you've ever used diffusers, you have to hook them on, hook them off. They're magnetized. So they pop off and on. It's really amazing. It's
so
cool.
There's basically a base unit that you attach to your flash.
Right.
And which is the magnetic holder.
Right, which is here.
And then all these accessories, these light modifiers, then instantly attach to the front of your flash because they are magnetized.
See, there you got a little kid just stuffing it on.
Okay, you're going to break the hot shoe right off of that camera.
But it's very cool. It's simplicity. So you can stack.
So you can put more accessories together. For example, if you wanted to put a
quickly.
warming filter and a diffusing bubble on there at the same time, you can stack multiple.
And they're saying they're extremely strong. I think that's why they were probably having that little kid smash them on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Probably wouldn't want really to encourage that behavior.
No.
Because you wouldn't realize that the rest of your camera gear maybe wasn't that sturdy.
So here's their kind of lineup on all their different
They got a bunch
products.
of stuff.
Oh, they do.
Any idea what these cost in a rough? Are they like under $10,000?
Well, all right. Look at here. The Mega Kit is $499.95.
That's one of everything.
Yeah.
Whether you need
and
it
then
or
you
not.
can do like a wedding starter. So yeah, they go down depending on how much basic kit. Here's where most people I think would start, which is under $100. Just gives you a basic kit, and from there, then you can build if you want more.
Okay, and that's at magmod.com.
Yeah. I just thought very cool. Well, actually, you can just continue to go down and see. Here's where you can do your standard gels. I like their website though, because everything kind of fades in. Is that not cool? No, I don't want a newsletter right now.
Oh, and then there's the beg letter, the beg newsletter request, a little pop-up that goes,
Yeah.
we want you on our mailing list.
So yeah, I would say you could start out with the basics and then just fill in what you need. Not bad.
Okay. All right, so I'm back to my popular photography list here that I'm going down here. And I'll link to all this stuff on the show notes. So you can always go to coolphototools.com and click on the podcast, and it'll take you to the show notes page. So just real quick, I don't know how many people are going to be into this, but ProPhoto has a new lighting pack out, which for electronic flash, the professional studio flash units. And the kind of thing that was going on at Photokina, there's a couple of companies doing this, and they're flash units that generate an extremely short flash burst. Like this one actually does 1/80,000th of a second. So if you're trying to freeze motion, like bullets popping balloons or milk splashing out of the cup or something, this is the way that's done, is by using a completely dark room, usually a sound trigger of some kind, and you use a flash unit that's capable of these crazy short speeds. So they turn on and they turn off.
And that one recharges really quickly, I think.
Yeah, usually they do. Most all of them do, because you're only using a fraction of the power that they generate. Mm-hmm. Of course, the more expensive ones can generate more power. But you start in a dark room, and then the flash actually becomes your shutter. So that's how those are done. Anyway, that's the ProPhoto Pro 10. And speaking of, we were just talking about what are you going to do with medium format cameras, because they're so sharp. Well, there's a new white wall Ultra HD prints, and this company has a special paper that you can under acrylic glass. It really shows up detail. White wall Ultra HD prints. Yeah, they show a little example on here of a magnifying glass over an image.
Wow.
And and again, I don't know. I'm not sure what I would use this for, but by golly, there it is.
I don't know. I think it'd be great for gallery prints.
Yeah, anything that people are going to want to come up and inspect. If you have that kind of a
flip it back over and I'll look again.
Do what?
Flip it back over to your screen and I'll look again.
Oh, no, you can't. You have to check the show notes.
Sorry, you don't get to really see what we're looking at.
Okay, so Think Tank's got another a rolling bag that's out. Think Tank has good stuff. This is another rolling bag. These guys aren't cheap. No, but they're usually,
they last forever. Mm-hmm. I have a great Think Tank bag. I love it.
Okay, so here's another kind of wacky thing. I've got this probably somewhere else on my notes, but this is Leica, the camera that makes the high-end expensive cameras that originally came out to take advantage of the 35 millimeter motion picture film, the short pieces that were too short to make a movie with. You could use them in a camera, and that's kind of the story behind the 35 millimeter. Anyway, so they're coming out with an instant film camera. This is the Leica Sofort instant film camera. They make it some different colors.
Everybody's getting into that, aren't they?
They seem to be.
Well, then that means there's got to be people out there buying it.
Well, I don't know. This is a little wacky. This one is going to be about $300 for instant picture camera.
Great for college kids and stuff.
It's kind of high.
You think?
The competition is you could get one of the Fuji Instax under 100. Yeah. And is the picture quality that much different? I guess it remains to be seen.
I think it's kind of like you're buying a little bit of the name, though. It's like women, I hate to say this, women with purses. Do you get a regular purse or do you get a Coach bag? You got a Coach bag, shows that you have money. You buy a Leica, looks like you have money. People buy name brands for sometimes nothing more than just the name brands. Okay,
but will that work?
Will it make it have better pictures?
No, will it increase their sales? Will they sell a ton of these because
it's a Leica? Maybe.
It's a Leica.
Uh-huh.
Maybe. I don't know. Photographers are funny.
You say you've got a Kodak Instamatic and you've got a Leica. Which one are you going to take? I'm taking the Leica.
But maybe this isn't aimed at photographers. Maybe this is aimed at a different market.
True.
Well, we'll have to see.
We'll see.
All right, Rhonda, anything on your list? You want to jump in there?
Let me look.
Not ready again?
I am ready. It's just I'm not necessarily doing stuff from the shows.
Oh, you don't have to.
Okay. This was something I ran across actually today that I thought was very interesting. And it's from My Design Deals. And right now, quit rolling it around so quickly, sorry.
No, I about fell off my chair.
I know, me too. This is a mega bundle of presets, actions, overlays, and more for $29, which is pretty doggone cheap. So I'm going to kind of quickly go through showing you some of the stuff that they've got here. Let me.
We'll have to describe it for our people that are on audio only.
So they have Autumn and Harvest. They have 35 Lightroom presets here. Okay, so they've got color cast. And like I said, this is such a huge bundle of different stuff. I was like amazed for $29 because most of the time you've got, cost you a lot more. So exposure, just films, Sims, volume 2, grain edits, haze and fade, High Sierras, Infosims.
Okay, so I get your point here. How many total are there? Are there hundreds, several hundred?
Oh, probably at least.
Okay.
So the ones that I thought was interesting, let me get all the way down, that I thought was good for the $29.
Well, for $29,
yeah, it's like there is like just a huge.
If you find a couple of them you liked, it'd probably be a no-brainer. It'd be all right.
No, they had these. I thought these were very cool. So using it with
photo textures.
Yes.
Mystical lights.
But these were really cool lightings that, see, okay, we've got examples of.
Okay, so this is mydesigndeals.com.
Yeah. And like I said, for $29, we drop away that much.
This is a Rhonda recommended purchase.
Well, it's a...
Yeah, that does look like there's some very useful overlays and textures and light leaks and bokeh blurs. And
like I said, for that amount of money, it's like, wow.
Of course, the trouble with these companies, when they do the demonstrations that you look at their website, they always use really great photos to start with.
Well, yeah. Well, you hope that if you're doing it, you're using really great photos.
And then when you put your own crappy photos in there and put those effects on them, it's just not the same.
And I'm trying to think, I think you've got 100 professional retouch actions.
Okay, so there's a bunch of these. So, and for $29, I don't think you can go wrong.
That's what I said. I was like, oh my gosh!
If you even had a couple, out of those that were awesome.
Well, let's put it this way: if you started playing with them, you might take a couple of full days just playing with the different actions.
And then you wouldn't have time to listen to our podcast.
You wouldn't. Okay, so now don't do that. Let me see.
Speaking of podcasts,
here it is. It's over 1,000 plus Lightroom presets.
I'm trying to get Rhonda off of this, but it's not working.
Okay. Well, I bought
over 1,000. Okay,
over 1,000. That's pretty good.
Well, we're already buying it.
All right. Okay.
You don't have to keep selling it.
Okay.
We're already. They've already turned it off, and they went to the website to buy this thing. Too bad there's no commission in it for us. Should have worked out an affiliate deal there.
At $29, you wouldn't get much of a commission anyway.
I know, but if 1 million people, our podcast listeners, 500,000 people went there, we'd get a couple bucks.
Okay, switch off me.
So I forgot what I was going to say now.
I know, I flabbergasted you.
Well, actually, you know what time it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, and this episode coming out, on the 26th. There's a sale. After you spent your $29, there's a sale from a famous plug-in manufacturer, and I can't tell you about it till tomorrow. So you'll just have to go to the website, go to coolphototools.com, and see who's got the sale. And if you would like to buy one of these, it's also a standalone, but this is version 2 of this plug-in, which is pretty cool. Speaking of, I can't tell you.
You can't.
I can't tell you what it is.
I hate when he does that.
I know, but they don't want you to say until it's time.
All right.
So anyway, you go to the website and take a look at it. Otherwise, I'll tell you about it next week. But I think the sale will still be on, but I'm not sure. You better go to the website. Go to coolphototools.com.
Now I'm going to have to look. He didn't even tell me.
We got to go.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Next week.
See you next week. Bye.
You've been listening to the Cool Photo Tools podcast. Sign up for our mailing list at coolphototools.com. Got a question? Send an email or MP3 audio file to info@coolphototools.com. Thanks for listening.